And when we take a look at the website, and by the way, the website is probably going to be like a whiskey geek's wet dream. They've gone like full Monty on their website. Welcome to Whiskey is a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and in today's video, we're sticking with Ireland, and we're going to take a look at Waterford Irish single malt whiskey. This one is a single farm origin. This is the Dunmore Edition 1.1. Let's go ahead and pour it, nose it, taste it, and talk about it. Glass corks or glass toppers. Not sure if I'm a big fan of that. All right, so what do we know about this whiskey? Well, this one specifically is coming in at 50% ABV. It is not chill filtered, and it is natural color. And this bottle itself has, I mean, it's not going to come across on screen, but there's a bunch of texture on it. It's got that nice deep blue glass yellow topper. It's actually a pretty cool bottle. And on the back of it, which is pretty interesting, the back of it has a terroir number, and we're going to get to that in a little bit once we get to the website. The claim or the thing that Waterford is known for is this whole idea of terroir, like the earth and the area, the specific area, influencing what the whiskey is going to smell like and taste like. So let's go ahead and give this a nosing. Being a non-aged statement whiskey, I believe this is somewhere around 3 years old, maybe just a little bit older than 3. It's coming in at $90 in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm getting a lot of pineapple. And if you guys know any different, let me know in the comments down below. I'm coming off of 16-year-old, 14-year-old whiskeys, whether it was the Tullamore Dew 14 or the Bushmills 16. Yeah, the Bushmills 16. They don't have that robust pineapple-y smell. And I don't know if that just means that strong pineapple is a new whiskey kind of thing. And the longer that it ages, the less you get of the pineapple scent or a pineapple taste. But that 50% ABV is really strong. I have to make sure that I back this off a little bit. But this is very reminiscent of a sweet, buttery Chardonnay. I'm getting a lot of wine influence out of here, not a lot of whiskey influence. Now, I mean, it is a whiskey. I mean, don't get me wrong, but just right off the bat, it just seems to be more geared towards the wine, Chardonnay, buttery, fruity, grapey nosing here. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. I'm still getting a buttery sweetness here, kind of drying out my mouth. The finish is relatively long. It's still going. It's not really developing anything, just that initial arrival on the tongue. It just explodes into that ethanol and that pineapple flavor, maybe the green grapes. There's a little bit of tartness, but it doesn't go anywhere from there. It just kind of lingers that same way. Heats up my mouth with that 50% ABV. I'm not getting any tannin. I'm not getting any of that that barrel tinge or that barrel tannin on the side of my tongue. It seems to be pretty sharp. Let's go ahead and taste it again. A little bit of spice there, maybe a little bit of white pepper. I could be mistaking the ethanol and the how it's kind of lighting my mouth up. I could be mistaking that with spice like white pepper. And this is what I was talking about with terroir with this particular brand. I believe they're up to about 100 farms that they are sourcing or getting their barley from. And then each individual farm gets a dedicated or could get their own dedicated pot still whiskey. I don't think these are column still. I think these are pot stills themselves. This does not tell me whether or not it is double distilled or triple distilled. And when we take a look at the website, and by the way, the website is probably going to be like a whiskey geek's wet dream. They've gone like full Monty on their website, and I'm going to show you this in a second. They're not leaving anything hidden. They're telling you the farm, they're telling you the barrels, they're telling you what cooperage the barrels are coming from. They're telling you specifically what percentage of each barrel they're taking. It's absolutely insane. Well, actually, let's go ahead and add water to this. And then I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the website and kind of roll it through here. So first of all, let's go ahead and get the water. 50% ABV, I'm going to add quite a bit. I'm going to actually add 2. I've had this before, and I know that it holds up well to water. So on the back of each of the bottles, there is a terroir number. Once I get onto the website, I'll enter this number, and then I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you everything, like I said, the full Monty of this. So let me go and get my computer, get the website popped up, and then we'll show you what this is all about. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a screen grab up here. So in the top right corner, you're going to see terroir. When you click on this, it's going to bring you to the page, and I'm going to quickly enter the code that's on the back of this. Once you enter the code, enter, and it's going to bring up this specific Dunmore 1.1 version. So right here, we have the Dunmore farm. This is the dude that actually harvested the barley. We have the key facts. So the grower, I guess this is John, what is it? John Teenan. The Dunmore Farm Edition, when it was harvested, when it was distilled, maturation, the ABV, number of bottles. We have 13,000. This is for the market, for the U.S. market, bottled August 2020. I believe they're up to about 100 individual farms in Ireland that they can actually get their barley from, which potentially means they can actually have 100 different versions of their single farm origin. And that's quite a bit. So they have a little bit of history of the Dunmore farm in here. Talk about the family. They have the sounds, so you can actually play the sounds of what the Dunmore farm sounds like. I guess the fields are by a brook. Tells you a little bit more about sown, growing, and harvest. We have the distillers, the people that actually went ahead and did the distilling of this, other than whether it's double distilled or triple distilled, that you can't get from this website. The terroir, this kind of shows you the map. This is what the soil looks like. This is the type of soil, how much sunlight, the barley, yeast, and water. And then this is interesting. This is actually getting into the barrels that they're using, the cooperage that they're actually getting the barrels from, the type of barrel it is, whether it's U.S. first fill, the virgin oak, the premium French. They could come out with 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and that can either be another harvest from another year, or they can actually take the existing barrels and maybe have them aged a little longer, and then they can release a Dunmore 1.1 10-year or a Dunmore 1.1 15-year, because obviously they're still going to have whiskey left over from all of these barrels. And then at the very bottom of this, talks about the composition. So what's actually in this bottle of Dunmore 1.1 tells you exactly from the barrels that they have up here, this is the blending that they did to actually come up with this one. All right, so I think that's going to be sufficient enough time for this. Let's go ahead and see if the water has changed the aroma or the nosing. More floral. And I'm definitely getting that from the Irish whiskeys. When you're adding water to it, it seems that it softens it a little bit and you get more floral notes rather than the either fruit or spice or the combination of fruit and spice. But I still have an overwhelming, like a wine characteristic. I still get like a sweet, buttery nose there. I still have that pineapple. It could be tropical fruit. It could be, the light fruits, the peaches. It could be the flesh of a red apple, not the skins. Green grape. Maybe that's where the wine influence is coming. Let's go and give it a taste. Yeah, the pineapple's still there. The peppery note is still there. I get the green grapes. There right now, I'm getting hit with that pepper note. White pepper, black pepper, probably more white pepper than black pepper. Let's go ahead and give this a score. Of the Irish whiskeys, and I'm basing this on the Irish whiskeys. I'm not basing it on the Scotch or the bourbon or American whiskeys or single pot still. Single malt Irish whiskey. For me, this is definitely under the Teeling. I think it's very young. There is no development. I mean, it's just a blast of ethanol. It's a blast of alcohol. If I'm going to give this a score, give it a taste one more time. Holds up well to water. Got a floral note to it. I just think it's too young. I just think it's too sharp. I think there's just one note to this, one prominent note. It's just that young pineapple. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to give this 3 stars. 3 stars. That's where I'm at. Now, I do think this is going to get better. If they have additional releases of this specific whiskey, if they leave it in the barrel longer, if they come out with an age statement, even if they come out with 1.2 and it's a little bit older than just 3 years, maybe a 5, maybe a 7, maybe it'll be better. But right now, I just believe it's just too young. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. If you guys are new to this channel and you're not a subscriber, please do me a favor and subscribe if you're liking this information. If you know anybody that's in the whiskey world, and if you guys know anything about this whiskey, leave some comments down below. Turn on that bell notification so when I go live with my next video, you'll be notified. I think that's it. Enjoy your journey. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.